Two-strokes are much more powerful compared to four-strokes and don't need more than 500 to 750cc of displacement to be superior. On the other hand, they tend to be crazy with power delivery, and so various unconventional engine concepts were common. Single cylinder. The single cylinder is the most simple piston engine and is the best solution for any low power applications like home motor tools, scooters or small motorcycles. A big advantage of a 4-stroke is that every revolution there is a power stroke and therefore more power. Split single. The split single was in use for a very long time and offered a more effective combustion with minimized onboard air-fuel mixture in the exhaust. It was more fuel efficient at small open throttle, but the difference was rather marginal looking at its more expensive and more complex design compared to a single. Inline Twin. Inline twins are great where a larger volume is necessary. They tend to be mounted transversely, but some examples like Dredge 500 monoblock or Sunbeam S7 and S8 are longitudinally mounted. Most of them are 180 degrees offset, meaning there is a power every half a revolution, but 360 design like Java 350 or Yankee 500 fire both cylinders at the same time every 360 degrees. VTwin. Compared to an inline concept, the VTwin mounted longitudinally is a lot narrower and thus very good for sleek designed motorcycles like superbikes. VTwin are usually used from as low as 50cc of a GP bike up to 500cc like for instance the Bimota V2 using either carburetors or a fuel injection. Tandem Twin. A U engine is made of two parallel inline engines with twin crankshafts within the same engine block. The Tandem Twin is basically the same, but only uses two cylinders. It is more complex than an inline twin, but there is no power wasted through a 90-degree turn in a motorcycle or go-kart when mounted longitudinally. Inline 3. A triple-cylinder two-stroke is where some serious power needs to be. This was the case of an old Kawasaki triple series, which was to be decided whether it is going to be a 2 or 3-cylinder. It was meant for sporty-oriented riders, as was the Suzuki GT 3-cylinder series, with a 380, 550 and 750cc units. V3. This unique engine layout has only been used in a two-stroke engine, with the largest capacity unit being a 500cc. It started with a DKW350 in 1955, but it became more popular in Hondas in 1980s. Most of them appeared in Grand Prix racing in the 500cc form, like the Modena KR3, Honda NS500, or BSL 500, but the Suzuki RP68 was the complete opposite, with as little as 50cc engine turning 20,000 RPM. Inline 4. The Inline 4 engine is quite common in 4-stroke engines, as it offers a reasonable smoothness and high revs. On the other hand, in 2-stroke engines, it is rather rare and much less common than a V4 is. There are some examples like the Yamaha TZ750, Suzuki RG 500, or the Silverbird Streamliner with 2 TZ750 engines.
Speed now 260.405 miles per hour.
V4. As it is obvious already from the previous engine layout, the V4 is simply narrower than its inline counterpart. Honda started with the Screamer firing order, comparable with a 180-degree crank on a 4-stroke engine. Later in 1990 Honda NSR 500, the firing intervals were changed in order to gain more gap between the firings for traction reasons in MotoGP. Bikes like the Ronax 500 or Yamaha YZR 500 use twin crankshafts. Square-4. The Square-4 engine is just like the Tandem Twin, only with twice as many cylinders. There are some in a 4-stroke form, but a few were made as 2-strokes, like the Suzuki RG 500 Gamma or Kawasaki 750 Square-4. There was a 400cc derivative sold in some Asian markets as the RG 400.